Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Orange County Funding Corp meeting for September 25th, 2025. The time is 5:10 p.m. I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome everybody to the meeting and start with the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please, Bill.
Jeffrey Christ.
Here.
Susan Walski.
Here.
Linda Muller.
Here.
Giovanni Palladino.
Here.
Mark Green.
Here.
5 of 7 members present. For staff, myself, Bill Fioravanti, Kelly Riley, Marty Barras. We have Caden Jones doing our live stream. Our legal counsel is here, Lino Sheretta, Rudy Zoda. Our state monitor, Brian Sandvich, is on Zoom. We also have our bond counsel, Mr. Dan Birmingham, and a couple of guests, Mr. Robert Krahulik, Mr. Stephen Sullivan, representing one of our applicants.
Thank you. We do have proof of notice in our meeting packet for this meeting, and I'd like to move on to consideration of the minutes for the August 6th, 2025 board meeting. Anybody have additions, corrections, or a motion to
I'll make a
approve?
motion to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Linda. We have a motion to approve. Second to that, Mark Green, thank you. Any other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. I must be getting hungry. New business. Mark Green, would you cover on the financials, please?
Yes, so Mr. Chairman, real quick, I think we also were gonna have to approve last month's
Yes,
because we had a little bit of a snafu there.
and I think we can do those all at once after you review,
Yes,
if
so
everybody's okay.
if everyone remembers, we just had an accounting error when we budgeted the $250,000 that went to the food bank. It was posted much earlier because that's what the bill said, so it has been, it was always correct, but it just didn't, it was billed in the wrong spot. So that has been corrected. We didn't want to approve until this was corrected. It has been corrected. So that's the one thing. The second thing, real quickly, the only things of note were, our expenses were a little bit higher this month, and that's because it's that time of the year, Paris reporting. So, an extra $2,400. And the other thing that I would like to mention is that we were paid in full, I believe, by one of our loans that we made during COVID.
Resiliency loan?
Yeah, somebody actually paid, which is much appreciated. So thank you to that. And then finally, I just want to talk really quick. We have a CD coming due on October 12th. The reason we're talking about it today is that Kelly took it upon herself to make some calls, and Provident Bank, whose the CD is going to come due, came back with a very attractive rate, even with interest rates being cut, saying actually a 3.9% for 9 months. And they said they're willing to honor that if we committed this week. So even though our CD doesn't come due for another month, they said if you commit that you'll come back. So the Finance Committee recommends that we indeed take them up on that offer and that we roll into a 9-month CD at 3.9%.
Questions on any of that for Mark or others?
I just, I'm looking at our paperwork here that was supplied to us for the OCFC. It says the due date for that is January 12th, 2025. With the CD?
And that's on the OCFC,
Yes, sir.
because we corrected.
It's it's the last CD.
Yeah,
For
Provident, a purchase date. I do apologize
Okay.
for that.
Okay. We thought we looked pretty close.
Yeah, it scared me half.
And I might say the Finance Committee recommended each of these items to be approved by the board.
No, that's a great rate.
Yes. So that's.
Yes, thank you for checking that out, Kelly. Would anyone care to make a motion to accept the Financial Committee report?
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Giovanni, second to that motion.
I'll second that
By
motion.
Susan, thank you. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Thank you. And we had a couple things from Governance Committee,
Yes.
starting with the fee schedule.
Yeah, so I'm proposing a new a revised fee schedule. Really, the whole goal is to make sure that the fees we're charging are commensurate with the work that's being done by the IDA to administer and process the applications and beyond that. So you have in front of you a proposed schedule. I did add a couple things since the packet went out. Those are in yellow. The application fees, we're looking for a total of $5,000, same as usual, but it's made up of two $2,500 payments, one to our legal counsel, one to the IDA directly, so this was clarifying that. And then I added in yellow the section below, reimbursement of expenses. We are looking to recoup the costs associated with especially public hearings in administering project applications. For example, the Amazon hearing we had to pay rent to the school for use of the school auditorium. We pay for janitorial services. We pay for a transcript of stenographer's transcript, cost benefit analyses. We'd like to pass all, they can be exorbitant, we'd like to pass those all onto the project. So we've added that under project commitment fees. I should mention project commitment fees because those are new agency fee and council fees. That is also just an attempt to, sometimes we will process an application, have a public hearing, even give final authorization, but the project either takes a long time or ultimately never comes back to close on those incentives. We want to make sure that we recoup some costs associated with all of the work that does to get in there. So that's why you're seeing fees of no less than $2,500, no more than $10,000, and they are taken off the eventual closing fee. So if we get to closing, they pay those fees, these are deducted from that, but we're collecting it earlier, so both council and the IDA have recouped some of the costs of processing. That's what that is. Section C is closing fees for sales tax exemption. This is what we've revised. What we were collecting for projects that don't get a pilot, but either sales tax exemption and or mortgage recording tax exemption. We've increased the calculation on that. It's based upon the total portion of the project budget that is subject to sales tax, and it's a percentage of that. Up to $4 million of cost subject to sales tax, it's 0.5% of that cost. In excess of $4 million, it's 0.25% of that cost. And then on the next page for mortgage recording tax exemption, it's 0.1% of the value of the mortgage. So those are what those fees are. Those are new for us. Section 3 for closing fees for pilot agreements. This is the same calculation that we've been using. We just, with the revision to our UTEP, we have a couple categories that were not dealt with. For example, now we have a priority industry sector, semiconductors, advanced manufacturing, life sciences, etc. You see the category of that, 1% of the first $2 million of the total project budget, and then 0.5% of the amount above that. Manufacturing sector, different computation in line with that. Workforce housing, which of course is new to our UTEP, that's in there as well. We've new rates for hospitality and hotel, warehouse distribution, and the retail sector. So those are all in there. And then council fee is also, like with most of these, council fee is spelled out as well. For bond transactions, we didn't really change much, except we added a rate for taxable bonds, which we can issue. That would be 0.25% of the principal amount of the bonds. And getting into page 3 of the fee schedule. For refinancing bonds, we've added a 0.5% fee, closing fee, 0.5% of the principal amount of the bonds to be refinanced. We also added a state mandated bond issuance charge. Thank you, Dan, for clarifying what that would be. That's required, it's statutory, so we have those rates. That would be an additional fee for bonds. And then moving down to the bottom of page 3, section D, an annual compliance fee. You know that we request a lot of data from our projects for payment, pilot payments made, number of jobs, et cetera, et cetera. We have a February 20th deadline we imposed a couple of years ago. When we collect all that information, we're taking a $750 charge for what it takes to process that, put it into Paris, et cetera, because there's a lot of time involved in that. So that's annual compliance. Next page, page 4, local labor monitoring fees. Those are the same. That's the money we collect in advance. It goes into escrow to help fund local labor monitoring fees. And then what we added was an agency administrative fee for local labor of 2% of the total anticipated local labor monitoring fees. Again, to cover the cost of us administering the local labor. And there's a lot, especially between Kelly and myself, a lot of work done on managing local labor monitoring. Last section, F, other transaction fees. Again, really just looking to recoup costs associated with transactions that we help administer. When we assign benefits from, say, a project to a company purchasing them, that's assignment. Other amendments to any agreements and other transactions, $1,500 per incident. A project termination fee when either a project terminates early or at the expiration of their benefits, for example, the expiration of a pilot agreement, then we will terminate that project legally and take a $1,000 fee for that. And we still have, I don't believe this is new, this is just re-upping, a $2,500 penalty if you do not provide project data by the February 20th deadline. That's really, we're not looking to collect that, that's really just to keep people from, ensure that they actually provide the critical information on time. That's in there as well. That's really everything that we're adding to it. So this would be the revised fee schedule for OCFC and for OCIDA.
Linda, as chair of the governance committee, anything you'd like to add?
No, we did come out of committee that we would recommend to the board that we approve the funding schedule as presented.
I just want to have a clarification from Bill on the sales tax exemption benefit. Am I understanding that it's 0.5% up to 4 million and in excess of 4 million is a quarter? Does that mean that at 4,100,000, the fee goes down to a quarter, so you're getting half the fee? Or is it 4 million and above?
The first 4 million is.
Yeah, it's not written that way. I just wanted to make
And then
sure.
beyond that, 0.25%.
It's just not written. The other ones are written that way, but that one isn't.
It sort of is in excess of 4 million, but do we need to clarify the
Yeah,
language?
what would clarify that, do you think? What kind of
It should
language?
say, up to the first 4 million, it's 0.5%. And then when it exceeds this, after the 4 million, it's at a quarter. Right now, it sounds like if the project is more than $4 million, the fee comes down to a quarter. That's the way
The
I'm.
first
reading it.
4 million, and then on the next line, the remaining
Yeah, then after that, it drops down to a quarter.
amount?
Because the in
Above.
excess of 4 million,
So that you're still collecting the half at the first 4.
okay.
I just want to make sure, because the other ones say that. I mean, like the council fee, it sort of says that on the first.
Okay,
I just want to make sure that that's clear.
We'll clarify that. Up to the first 4 million, the remaining amount in excess of 4 million.
Yeah.
One point, I heard you say that it's going to apply to both OCFC
Yeah.
and also the IDA. The bond issuance charge, the BIC, that's not required for any LDC financing bonds. So the bond issuance charge, that's statutory mandated, is only mandated for IDA bonds, not for the OCFC bonds. Just as a point, I'm sure you had it that way, but I just wanted to clarify that.
All right, and we'll add some clarification of that.
The state just doesn't require it for LDCs.
RDA bonds only, okay.
Right.
Thank you, Dave.
anything else, Rudy or Lena, you'd like to add on these schedules related to the IDA?
So we can, with those modifications that we've just discussed, I would recommend to the board that we, as committee, that we approve these.
Is that a motion?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Second to Linda's motion
I'll second.
by Giovanni, and just to clarify, that's to recommend these fees scheduled to the Orange County Funding Corp with a couple of modifications we just discussed. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Excellent. And our last item on the agenda is the Ethics Officer bylaw adjustment. Bill, would you like to take that, or?
Yes, our monitor suggested that part of the recommendations that we we assign and designate, I should say, an ethics officer to deal with any issues, conflicts, etc. That does require revision to our bylaws, both OCFC in this case and then for IDA as well. We did review that in governance, and there were some other pieces of the bylaws that we're gonna continue to revise, so I'm gonna actually bring another draft back in October to governance, and then we'll bring it to the board for full adoption. So, still working on that piece.
But if you're interested in seeing what the ethics officer position would look like, is under section 10, page 12 of your bylaws, and there'd be no adjustment to that.
Yep, that's page 41 of this packet, the small number there. Section 10, ethics officer, you can see the language, thanks, that's a good point. Yeah, 41. I've got 41 here.
Me too.
Are you in? Yeah.
Yeah, 41 in the little number.
But we're not gonna take action on
We're
these today.
Nope.
Not until we have the whole thing complete.
Yeah.
The whole enchilada done.
Exactly.
Excellent. Anything else that needs to come before OCFC for today? Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
By Susan. Second, Mark Green, thank you. Other discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carried. Meeting adjourned at